hand what the hell happened yesterday, but we unleashed something fierce.
We unleashed monsters, and it's not over.
I got some comments from my wife and my daughters about our performance yesterday.
Oh, no.
Everybody laughing. So with that in mind, Shane, say it.
Okay, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Let's go, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Vicala is here. The big dog Shane Lake is here. And Droid is not feeling so well. So we told him, rest up, brother. Droid, we love you very much. We want you to get healthy. We want you to get rest because that young man is working hard.
Way too hard.
Yep. And
content together and helping us. So, Droid, we love you.
we've got his games to pick for later on this show, so don't worry, we're going to keep that up.
Yep.
And I'm still getting over what the hell we did yesterday.
You and me both, man.
Okay.
You and me both. This first hour of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you in part by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins. And also it's presented by Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. We'll have more about that throughout the course of the week. Anybody who tuned in to yesterday's show saw us go off the rails almost immediately.
Yep.
Lord have mercy.
And then I looked at one of the shows I love listening to while I'm getting prepared for this one is Maggie and Perloff.
Mhm.
So they stream on YouTube as well. So I checked them out. Took a couple notes from them because I will tell y'all right now, sometime after the new year, this show will expand because there's just too much we cover every day.
Oh yeah,
it's too tight of a window.
Oh yeah, to keep it at 120 minutes.
Yeah.
So an expansion of this show to 180 minutes, first of all,
is on the way.
Happen, and it will happen before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I will just guarantee that right now. It'll happen before Thanksgiving. And I'll say it again. There's just entirely too much that we cover and so many details that we put into things that 2 hours flies by and we're all like, wait a minute, we got more stuff we got
There's more stuff to cover. Yeah.
Right. And some of the and I want to do it when I first started this show and Victor got a hold of it and started producing for me, it was only an hour.
Mhm.
I had to
remember that.
squeeze everything. I know you remember, Shane. You were one of my first guests.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, it was only an hour. So I had to squeeze everything that I wanted to talk about into 55 minutes.
Right.
And Victor looked at me and I looked at him when we were meeting for lunch one day. And I said, how the hell am I going to keep this at an hour? And Victor simply said, don't. What? He said, don't keep it at an hour.
Yeah.
No.
To the Fanatics feedback zone we go very quickly. Sick Diggy is with us from Norway. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
My
The
brother
Hawk TV joins us from Washington, D.C. Says good morning and a good morning to you at
How
the
you
Hawk
doing?
TV. And here goes Sick Diggy already. Breaking news, Tracy Morgan's Sea Lion is being detained pending a paternity test and a paternity suit. The Sea Lion is alleged to have impregnated the Bron Choice Shoe Seals again.
Oh
God.
no.
We have started already.
Only Sick Dicky can come up with something like that.
Exactly.
My goodness. Then he greets the Hawk TV and he greets Victor live.
7 minutes in, and
7 minutes.
we're already jumping the tracks.
We're jumping the tracks already. But when I started this 11 years ago, last month, it was only an hour. And I actually started this show in the morning off of a dare because, Victor, as you remember, I had the afternoon locker room for about 6 months.
Yes.
And I tried doing it in different spots besides my home. I was basically in downtown Chicago looking for a spot in the afternoon that I can claim for a couple of hours, you know, and then turn them into a sponsor. Unfortunately, word got out of what I was doing and they all said no. So I said, all right. I handed the show to, and I hate saying these two words, the late Alvin Washington.
Yeah.
He took over the afternoon locker room and made it his own. And that brother, I miss him every day.
Same.
I miss you, Vinny, so much. I wish I was there. I wish I had a way to have gotten there before God took you home. Before God took you home, so I can give you just one final hug. But I'll give you virtual hugs all day long, brother, because you taught me a lot.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
Yesterday, you know, sun was out and everything, but I swore I heard a low rumble, like thunder.
Yeah.
And it put a smile on my face. It put a smile on my face because I really believe that was Vinny laughing at the tomfoolery we all put together on the show yesterday.
Oh man, Vinny was like one of my first co-hosts when I started at the Chicago State. And I didn't even plan. Listen, you guys. Here's how my career started. I didn't even plan to do a sports talk show. Not at all. But John Kalidas, who is a very, very dear to me, heard me do a Jim Durham impersonation and pulled me aside and said, how'd you like to be the voice of Chicago State Athletics? I said, hell yeah, let's do it. He said, let me put something together. And then he looked at the studio and he said, how fast can you put together a 15-minute sports report? Off the top of my head, but I'll try. And he said, go for it. He raced in the studio, told the person who was there to let me have the mic at the top of the noon hour. That 15 minutes went every day of the week. And then the next thing I know, July of 96, we expanded to an hour. And we had an hour every day. And it started that summer when we were covering the Olympics. And that's where the real tomfoolery began because Vinny's characters came out and then mine came out. and Kevin Lee was with us, and Craig Hill was with us. Vinny, you remember Craig Hill because he did a couple games with us. Craig Hill was one of my first play-by-play partners. My first color commentary, and it's just been a joyride for me, for everyone that has hung with me for the last 29 years. And I thank you all for I thank you all for that. Latina and Cali comes to us from Fresno, says good morning. Long time no see. Long time no see from you.
Come on, Latina.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thanks to everybody that joins us, because I got to tell you something. And y'all have heard this before in conversations we've had off the air. I have been ridiculed for 11 years doing this show. And it's usually the same people that do it that tell me, man, no one's listening to your show. You need to quit. And of course, y'all know the one main antagonist said, I need to get a quote unquote real job.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, he was showing me the inside of Cameron Indoor Stadium, which I've already seen. The Dean Dome, the Dean Smith Center, which I've already seen from living in North Carolina. And he attached the tag to it of, this is what happens when you have a real job. So old Snowman took that to heart. And in 2020, when I was at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, working Spurs radio with my dear friend Bill Schoenig, I decided to show off. So I said, I took some pictures, y'all seen them, of me and Bill and the game I was doing, Spurs and Hornets in Charlotte. And I tweeted him back. This is the only time I tweeted him back. And I said, this is what happens when a real job comes to you. And I posted the pictures of me in Charlotte. That shut him up. And I'm going to tell everybody that is against us, I'm not leaving. I'm not giving up, and my crew is not giving up on me. They encourage me. The big dog, Victor, Shane Creighton, a.k.a. Droid, my old producer, Cole Johnson, the folks at BS3 Network TV that gave me a shot for 2 years. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate the folks on Zebo TV that said, we're picking up your show and we're going to get you paid for it. The folks at Mosaic TV that told me the same thing. So it's going to be a double play on Roku at the top of the year. They didn't give up on me, and I'm not going to give up on them. You know, the folks at the Shady Sports Network, Sam Shady, very dear friend of the show, hasn't been on the show in a while because, man, he is so busy, you know, with work and with his family. But when we do talk, it's all positive. And he lent a hand to us when I couldn't fancy up the show or use the graphics that you guys see. And Sam came to the rescue the next day and said, said, look, I got you until you get your network on your feet. I got you. You can stream through my network. And I can't thank him enough for that. So by the top of the year, we will have our own production studio. And everyone on the panel is going to have access to it, because I think it's time we stood out on our own again.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're going to stop streaming on the Shady Sports Network? Hell no. Does that mean we're going to stop streaming on Mosaic TV and Zebo TV? Hell no. It just means we're making our own studio and we're getting a little more room, because there's so much that we do and so much that we cover that we're going to need the expansion, especially when we expand this show potentially to 4 hours by the time baseball season arrives.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, we're going to be quite busy. There's going to be a lot more women's sports that'll be covered as well. The PWHL begins November 30th. I'm so excited for that. And we may have the studio before then. I'm going to bust my ass to get there. But I will say this. If you guys want to help us get there, and support the show at the same time, we would love for you to do so. And if you want to support me and my family, there's the Cash App right there. $ Tall Man Dr. K 50. We're going through a bit of a tough transition right now. My wife is, and I want to help her and my daughter as much as I can. You know, I've said it so many times over, being disabled sucks ass, but it ain't going to stop me from turning this into $1 billion a year empire. Period. You can also help by dropping us a tip, snowmanmultimedia.net/tips. And you can also, wait a minute, I got a button up here that I can push. You can also help us by subscribing to our new channel, youtube.com/@SIT Morning. That's where all the segments go. That's where the shorts go. They go both there and on Snowman Multimedia's YouTube channel. So we're going to strike out on our own. And Latina says, I shared you on my community tab. I hope that helps some. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And Sick, thanks to you. He says it's good to strike out on your own. It really is.
Mhm.
It really is. And I had it once before, but then I got sick. And then cancer came up, and then we've had money issues, and I've never been shy about mentioning that.
Right.
You know, I've never been shy about mentioning that. Jody and I had a nice long talk last night, and she was showing me some of the positions she was applying for. And I said, whoever takes you is getting one hell of a hard worker and one hell of a woman. That put a smile on her face. There's a lot of stress going on with us right now. So, like I said, if y'all can lend a hand for me and my family, I would appreciate it. I'm getting a text line in. The comment section is open. And also, I got this going on. If you can send a donation to GoFundMe.com/Snowman Stadium Tour, we want to get that started next year. We want to get that started by baseball's All-Star break. And that'll be the first place we visit, which I believe is Seattle.
Let me take a look.
I think 2025's Major League Baseball All-Star game is in Seattle. I believe that to be true. And Big Dog is looking that up. Right
Let's see. No, I don't need the NBA All-Star game. We know that's in Golden State.
I want to try to help us make it there. I want to try to help us make it to the Chase Center in San Francisco.
Let's take a look.
I want to try.
Nope, it's in Atlanta.
Oh, it's in Atlanta.
It's in Truist.
Okay, okay, fine. Head to Atlanta. Y'all want to go to Atlanta for the All-Star game?
I'm game.
You want to go to this, Vic? You want to go to Atlanta for the All-Star game? He muted himself for a moment because he's at work too. Are you able to put a sign on your vehicle for your YouTube chat? Maybe add a QR code. I see that. I see that type of stuff from California. That's a hell of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to develop a QR code. In fact, I'll make that an assignment for today. Victor, you want to go to Atlanta for the All-Star game?
Sure.
All right. There's our first goal for 2025. Our first major goal. Now, some may come up before that. I don't know if we'll have the time to put everything together. But not only would I love to see the All-Star game in Atlanta for Major League Baseball, I'd love to see the All-Star game in San Francisco at the Chase Center.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to a break because Shane, take the floor a minute, please.
Okay. Everything good, bro? All right. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I'm still trying to get over yesterday, and I even hinted at a second character coming. So
yeah,
you guys, this whole year is going to be intriguing for everybody to watch us because Lord only knows what else is going to happen. And Snowman was talking about how he got into things. A lot of people don't know how I got into this business.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it started ironically just me showing up from time to time you know, being a guest, hanging out, just having a good time, and then it honestly just evolved, to be honest.
Right.
Like, I'd show up constantly, and the next thing you know, turn into a regular person on the show, and then it turned into, yeah, I know a lot more about tech. Okay, cool. You're producing. Okay, I'll work with that. I mean, I just kind of fell into it like I did with the sim racing broadcasting gig. I got wrecked. That's actually funny because I got wrecked by the guy who brought me in at Talladega in a truck race.
Really?
Yeah, he and I got together.
Guys,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to shut this down because I gotta go get my diabetic shoes, and I'm due at 9. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna shut this one down. I gotta alert the playmaker because he was scheduled to come on. Somebody get a hold of the playmaker and tell him we'll be back on at 11. And Alice, I'll text Allison Moran also. So we're gonna come back at 11 with everybody that we got scheduled. So I got to get out of here. I got to race out and get my shoes, but it'll give us time to get everything together. So we will see y'all at 11 o'clock.
Yep. See y'all then.